Greetings, everyone, and welcome to our online freshman composition course. My name is Jan Baer, and I am your instructor. The reason that you see the logo for the podcast serial on this first slide is because we are going to be using Serial Season 1, the case about Adnan Syed. We will be using that this semester as our basis text for everything that we do. So everything we're talking about, writing about, and thinking about will be somehow related to the Serial podcast. Okay, the first thing you're going to want to do is find the syllabus. So you'll notice during this presentation that I will be toggling back and forth between PowerPoint and D2L and other programs just to kind of show you what's going on and what to expect this semester. So in order to find the syllabus, you need to be on D2L. And when you get to D2L, you'll notice again, you already found the welcome. So congratulations on that. You found this presentation. So far, so good. So just go to Materials and Content. And from there, you're going to see how I have the course set up. So the first thing to note is that you'll see that general course information here. The first thing you'll notice is that I've given you the syllabus in two different formats. This one is a link, and so if you follow the link, I made your syllabus in a program called Pick2Chart, which is just a fun program that I like because I liked making things colorful and I like visual design. So I made your syllabus here, so there's a link to it online here, but know that also I've given you the same syllabus in a Word document. So depending on how you want to look at it, you do have two links to the syllabus, and then there's also all of the assignments for the first week are listed here. You can always check general course information. I will always post your weekly assignment sheets there. I will also post them under the week. So just know that they'll be posted in two different places. The next thing to note is that you have the links to the Serial podcast. The link to each episode is here. You also have a link to the entire transcript here. It is a good idea to buy your transcript at the bookstore. You will need it. It is a good idea to have it, but you can also print it from this link here. So if you don't want to pay the $20-some at the bookstore, you can always just get it for free here, but you will have to print it at home. But again, here's the link to all the Serial podcast episodes. You can also Google them. You can listen to the Serial podcast in any way you listen to your podcast. I use Castbox on my phone, so I can listen to Serial using Castbox. I can use Pandora. So just know that you don't have to always get the links here. You can just Google the episodes and listen that way. It's really up to you and whatever you find the easiest. The next, you're going to notice that we have 3 units this semester. The first one is the personal narrative, and that's all that you have access to right now. I don't want to overwhelm you. So all of the documents for the personal narrative unit are already uploaded here. Know that this is just a place that I keep everything all together. Everything will be dual listed by week. So you may never go back into this folder. You might just always use the weeks. But if you ever need to find something, you know that based on what unit we're in, you can always go back here. All right, so we're going to start with week 1, and know that the way that this is set up is by week, and there's 2 parts. So normally when I teach this class face-to-face, I see students twice a week for 2 hours. So I've kind of kept that same format in our online setting. So you'll notice that each week is divided into 2 parts, which is the equivalent of what we would have done the first day that I saw students that week, and then part 2 would be what we did the second day I would have seen them that week. So that's the way it's set up. So you should probably start week 1, part 1. You should notice again that I've linked the syllabus here. Like I said, I've dual linked everything. Again, you can get to it through general course information, or you can see that it's linked here. Also, your assignment sheet for week 1, I would recommend the first thing you do every week is go in and print that. So you're going to want to see, now I can show you it here. I have it open down here too, but our online, our course schedule is here, and I've tried to make it very clear about what exactly you're doing, but there's all this whole column over here to check things off as you do them. So we'll get into that more when we get to that part of the presentation, but know that that is there. Okay, and then you'll see again, I've dual linked here, link to Serial Season 1, Episode 1. There's also a discussion board, so you can see everything you have to do for Part 1 is listed here, and then everything you have to do for Part 2 is listed here. Again, that correlates with the two-hour time periods that I would have seen you if this had been a face-to-face class. Okay, I think that covers this part of D2L. So the next thing that we're going to cover is on the syllabus. Oh, a couple notable things, and please look at the syllabus this week. Sometime this week, make sure you read the whole thing. It is a contract between the two of us, so it's really important that you know what your end of the contract says. So make sure that you see my email. It is listed at the top of the syllabus right here. Email me anytime. Also, my office hours are on the syllabus, so you know what? I should have just kept that up so you could see it. My office hours, even though this is an online class, you can come in to see me. So Monday from 12 to 2 and Wednesday from 9 to 9:50 in the morning. You can also make appointments with me. I'm here a lot on campus. My office is listed at the top. It's L1757. So please know that you can make an appointment and come in to see me. Just email me about that and we'll set up a time that works in both of our schedules. I do encourage you to come in. I know it's an online class, but I do hope to meet you face-to-face sometime during the semester. Other things that are important on this page, the next part is the Common Course Outline. So this is what every single section of ENGC 1101 is doing. Know that teachers have the academic freedom to accomplish these goals in any way that we see fit. So that's why this section of 1101 will be very different from a different section. Course policies, I would say as a general guideline, you should be prepared to spend the equivalent of the 4 hours in class time, and know that there could be some weeks up to 8 hours outside of class time. That's just like a normal face-to-face class. So that does mean you could be spending about 12 hours a week on assignments for this course, whether you are just reading or doing the course content or doing the discussion board or writing. You could be spending a good amount of time. This, again, is no more an expectation than would have been expected of you in a face-to-face class. It's just important that you really understand what the time commitment is going to be. Online does not mean less time. It just means that you're doing all of the work on your own and your own schedule. It is important for you to log in. It says on here at least 3 times a week. I would say you're probably going to have to log in more than that, but at least know that I will always have the weeks go live on Friday. And then most assignments are either due on Wednesdays or on the following Fridays when the next week opens. So you'll have to log on the Friday in order to see what the next week is going to entail. You'll then have to log in on Wednesdays to make sure that you get your discussion board posts in. And then you'll have to log in again on Friday to do your replying. So again, make sure you're logging in a lot. I can see all of that. Know that I know when you're logging in and when you're on D2L, so know that I expect to see that. Next, as far as academic dishonesty, just don't cheat. I will turn you in. I won't feel bad about it when you cheat and when you copy words that aren't yours. That is plagiarism, and that is something that we turn into the Dean of Students. So please make sure that all of your work is original and that your words are your words and you've not stolen from someone else. Grading, know that 30% of this course is all in assignment completion. It's the fact that you're online, you are completing the discussion boards, you're completing the informal writing, you're doing all of the smaller writing assignments, you're submitting drafts, and then there's an assignment called a curiosity quest that I will get into later. Next, know that there are 3 essays in this course. First, the unit is the personal narrative. It's worth 20% of your grade. The rhetorical mode essay is worth 30% of your grade, and that will be divided into summative and formative assessments. And then the argument unit is 20% of your grade. There are 2 assignments at the very end. They make up 10% each for a total of 20% of your grade. The grading curve is just like it is in every other course. Extra help, come see me. Please come see me. I do want to meet you. I do want to work with you. I do want to help you become a stronger writer. So please come see me. Also available is the Writing Center. It's on the 2nd floor of College Services. It's a great resource for you. Go see the tutors in the Writing Center. Great idea. There also are writing tutors in the Tutoring Center in general, so just go in and ask for help. The Reading Lounge, if you're on campus, is in L1763. It's the room right outside my office. It's a great place to come and work. And then I'm right there if you need anything. Important dates, make sure that you know when you have to do what. Know that the last day to withdraw from courses, it does say here check e-services, but from my understanding, the last day to withdraw is during week 14. It is actually April 23rd. So just keep that date in mind and make sure you check in with me if you're having any concerns or questions. Okay, hopefully if you have any questions on the syllabus, make sure you email me. Note too, something I could show you now is that in the discussion board, so discussion board, by the way, I'll navigate here for you now so you can see how to get there, is communications, the discussions. Know that I have a board on here where you can ask questions. So if you don't want to email me and you just want to post a question, there is a discussion board here where you can just start a new thread, ask a question. Make sure you can put your name, hey, Jan's question, week 3, and then you can ask your question here. Just click post when you're done. Also, there's questions classmates. So maybe you just have a question that you don't necessarily need my help with, but maybe one of your peers can help you. There is a discussion board for all of you as well as one with me. Please know that anything you post in the discussion board, questions for Jan, everyone can see that. So if you ask a personal question, know that I probably won't reply to you here, but just know again, these are for the good of the group. Personal issues should be private and you should be emailing me. But another good place to go if you have any questions. So any questions about the syllabus, please feel free to either email me or ask a question there. Okay, the next thing we're going to talk about, and actually I did go over this already, is that we do have 3 writing units in this course, and know that serial is kind of the background noise of the entire semester. We'll be constantly listening to episodes. There are 12 of them. It will take 12 weeks to get through the podcast, but everything we do will be related to that. All right, the next thing I want to talk about is the course schedule. Hopefully, these are just screenshots of the 2 different parts for this first week. Again, I did show you where that is. It's either posted in general course information. It's also posted by week. So you'll see one of these each week. You can see it just at week 1 up here. There will be a new one every week. The first thing that you're doing, congratulations, you're doing it right now. You're listening to the Introduction to Online Freshman Comp. Now, I did change this instead of a voice thread. Again, I'm using a different program for that, but again, that's what we're talking about. And then just once you're done, check it off. You're done. All right, the other things you'll do this week, you'll have to listen to the first episode of Serial. I'll go over that when we get there in this presentation. There's also a discussion board related to the first episode where you will post. Next, there's a 7-minute writing. You'll see these quite often. You'll go to that. It's a discussion board, so you'll go there and you're going to write a letter to Jan. The directions are there. So when you get there, you're going to read those directions. You're going to do that by Friday. Again, all assignments in general are due on Friday, but discussion board and initial posts are always due on Wednesday. So you'll notice that as a pattern throughout the entire semester. The next thing you'll need to do as part of our first part is sign up for VoiceThread and watch the tutorials. And then there is an intro letter and picture that is in the discussion board. This is for everybody. Know that the 7-minute writing discussion boards are actually private. You have your own that only you can see and I can see. So the 7-minute writing board is private, but then the other discussion boards are public and they're for our whole class to look at. So the very first one you'll do is an intro letter where you just introduce yourself and you'll make sure that you upload a picture onto so that we can all see your pretty face. So that'll be the next thing. And also you're going to read the syllabus. This is all part 1, and then this is part 2, and you can see that as I get there. Okay, because I'm running out of time, this will serve as our part 1 of our orientation. Please make sure you go on to listen to part 2 and what we're going to talk about next.